따라라라라리 널 보고 있음 음악이 baby 너를 위한 멜로디 yeah 네가 뮤지니까 잘 들어봐 play it 사실 말이지 since 17년 널 지켜봤지 말을 못했을 뿐 여전히 네 주위를 맴돌아 두 눈을 뗄 수가 없잖아 혹시 너도 같은 맘일지는 난 궁금해 yeah. 넌 네가 좋으니까 내 눈빛은 들려 You already know 너도 원한다는 걸 네가 미소가 번지니까 그걸 보니까 네가 내가 말했었잖아 You already know 네가 맘에 드는 걸 네 긴 머리 날리니까 그걸 보니까 네가 따라라라라리 널 보고 있음 음악이 baby 너를 위한 멜로디 yeah 네가 뮤지니까 잘 들어봐 play it 따라라라라리 널 보고 있음 음악이 baby 너를 위한 멜로디 yeah 네가 뮤지니까 잘 들어봐 play it baby 네 덕분에 쏟아지는 아이디어 가뭄에 비오던 네가 내게 있어 pressure 조금 섰던 내 It's like a Polaroid love 사랑 촌스러운 그 감정 근데 내 가슴이 뛰어 왜 날 이래 왜 사랑에 목매는 건지 어차피 뻔한 감정이잖아 분명 다 안다 믿었지 알고도 빠진 함정인가 봐 나도 모르게 When you call my name 가슴 아프게 날 심장이 쿵쿵 It's like a Polaroid love 사랑 촌스러운 그 감정 근데
For Arduino code, first we have to include Wi-Fi client, and Blynk simple ESP32 library to connect Wi-Fi with the ESP32 and DHT library for temperature sensor. Next, I define digital pin 15 to send a data from the DHT sensor, and define DHT type as DHT11 and fan pin 2 from a relay. And this is a widget LED fan defined in virtual pin 0. Next one is an authorized token that you get from a Blynk application and SSID and password of your Wi-Fi. This I define integer val equals 0, which I use in the code further. Next, I initialize the DHT11 sensor. In the setup, I put serial begin to check the serial monitor and we start the DHT sensor. Next, Blynk will begin to connect to the server. Before the loop begins, I assign an incoming value from virtual pin 3 to a variable val. In the loop, Blynk will run and delay a few seconds to measure the value again, and I define float to store the value that is read from the sensor as temperature and humidity. Next, we check that if any reads failed or not to exit early, and if it fails, print this line. If not, show this line. Also, we compare the threshold value from Blynk to a DHT temperature value. If the value is more than or equal to temp DHT, turn on the fan. Else, turn off the fan. And last, we send the value of temperature and humidity to Blynk application as virtual pin 1 and 2. For Blynk application, first we have to insert the super chart to show the data between temperature and humidity, so we name it. Then we add data stream, name it temperature. And we set the pin as virtual pin V1, set the minimum and maximum value, and we can change the color. Next, we add another data stream, name it humidity. We can change the color also, and we change the pin to virtual pin V2. Next, we insert two gauges. First, we name it temperature, and we choose virtual pin V1, set the maximum and minimum, and we can set the color. Another one is humidity. We can set the pin to virtual pin V2, and we also set the maximum and minimum. Next, we insert the numeric input, and we name it threshold. Set the maximum and minimum value, and set the pin to virtual pin V3. We can resize this. Last one is LED. We can resize LED to make it bigger. I'll name it indicator and set the pin to virtual pin V0.
Wake up to the sounds of the silence that allows for my mind to run around with my ear up to the ground. I'm searching to behold the stories that I told when my back is to the world that was smiling when I turned. Tell you you're the greatest, but once you turn they hate us. Oh, the misery. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Spare the sympathy. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Look out for yourself. My enemy.